the elbow, just by pushing down, he's created a double lock. He's got his shoulder lock, his elbow lock, his wrist lock, and his fingers are bound too. So a lot of little things are interlocking there to help this technique become more of a controlling element. Feels controlling, doesn't it? I think you use this as well, don't you? Okay, so off the grab, bang, bang, we go to the hit. This one's a here, I turn this up. The fingers come revealed, boom. This in essence is a standing center lock with the whole finger support. From there, the thumb's still revealed and I can go right into that thumb lock and controlling back out into here. Okay, just to give you a little bit of an idea off that grab, he goes here, bang, I get, I go to the finger lock. When I go in here, see as I step through, it's easy to position him into the wall. Now I'm behind him, but I still have the finger lock. Okay? So it's easy to manipulate this guy once I've got the fingers in a particular grasp. Again, strike comes down, striking into the forearm with a hammer fist. That hammer fist comes out. I can come out and just do an eye rake, even more devastating. Here again, this is where the legal implications, this is where the legalities come into play, due to the fact that I'm taking maybe more than what's necessary to control a situation. But here again, I hammer down, strike to the temple region, turn this wrist out, grab those fingers, go to that thumb. I'm in control. I spin him and manipulate him to keep him off balance. Okay, a lot of times, say if I'm in this finger lock, he will squirm. He'll try to go through that pressure. As you can see, that just takes him right down to the ground. Now it's a little easier to apply pressure and control him from here, or at least step on one particular part of his body and then go to striking lines. So sometimes when the squirm comes, what you want to do is redirect that and direct his energy where he's running away from it into a more controlling line. All right? Let's try that again. Just slow. Boom. This time I go into the rising and I get those fingers up and I'm right here. From here I step through. This basically gives me the standing center, only I get a switch on the hand position. Let me step back and we'll do that again. Now, keep in mind, this isn't part of the dance class or the bop-shoo-wop step. This is actual applications. Once we juice him up, that gives us a moment in time to release or to do the switch. So from the grab, he's in here, bang, bang, I turn this way. I grab the thumb and I go here. I roll that back out and turn it here. This gives me that standing lock. As I step through, I'm right into this position, and I could take that foot sweep as I go. Or we could dive that straight to the floor, or watch this one. As I pull back, this is just taking right to the ground, I place that on the ground, and you have your lock for your throw here. See? A lot of neat little pressure lines that you go through. And these are all just reversals. You okay? Go. Okay, goes to the grab. We hit, bang, bang. As I attach, I want to get another hit. This one comes back and picks that. Here we're here, and I just make the subtle shift inside. There again, like we were talking about, I'm walking around here for a second. He'll want to maybe escape from that pain, and he does, right into a two-finger lock, which puts him back around here into the one-finger lock. So to get him up off the ground, I just turn this up, and I press this into here. You can just see that it doesn't take much to get him manipulating, moving, and squirming. So you go from the backward wrist turn or an outward wrist turn into a full finger lock into a step through switch. He squirms, turns it right into a two-finger. Beautiful thing about that is he's following that pain, so you have to continue to lead him. And as you lead him, that guides him right into the next line of attack. Moving on in here. Let's try this one again slow. Off the front grab, hammer down, hit, maybe hit again, come back and get that. One, hit, trap, and hit again. Come back and get that. Boom. Here's the turn, here's the transition. He comes around, we're facing that way. He feels the pressure. I can pull this in and just focus on nothing but that, or I can maintain the lock and he follows the squirm and goes through. giving him a 2-finger lock. So I'm going to bring him around to here as he follows the paint. As soon as he's there, I take him to the 1 finger. See, now to get him back up, I pull him this way. Come on this way, Derek, and come on up. And there again. Now I'm in here. I can release the finger and go to a single arm lock or into a throwing line. Okay. All right. Let's keep moving. One of the elements I'd like to cover is the foot trapping and the closing line to the leg levers, leg locks, and so on and so forth. This is a very integral part of engagement, and it's one that is overlooked quite a lot, I have to say. Off the fighting posture, we've already covered some of the deflections and so on and so forth. So the key thing I'm going to focus on, even though I have to distance on this guy, is the posture that I'm going to end up after I attack or attach. So off his lead jab, I deflect front kick and step down. Let's do that slow. I have to do my deflection, bridge off the front kick, but since my energy is coming forward, I want to just ride it in. Okay? So the instep, let's just say in general, step in. Learn how to step in, boom, like that. So you just step in and go to that foot trap. Now, the foot straight is okay, there's nothing wrong with that. What happens is when I step inside, it keeps my hips square and I can activate things like the other leg coming into play to kick. Or it helps maintain my balance. So, there again, doing the entry line into the foot trap, as I come in, it helps me close. See, now some of the things that come into play here as I work him around, the pressures, this gives me that lock. This gives me the posture. If I just took the head, Robert basically has no place to go. So, in essence, being able to bridge distance and trap the foot, in essence, that's what we're doing. We're trapping the foot. Allows us to destroy this guy's base and lock him up in some real unorthodox postures. If I go to the interior line, bang, and I come inside, for one, with the foot trapped, it draws him into me. Also there again, you can see I'm doing the retraction line here, drawing his shoulder. Now, not only is my hand touching his head, but my elbows monitoring his arm. So from that position, if I just went in with the strike, he'd have a clear shot at my face. See? So as I do the technique and I come in here, clear shot to the face, I either have to put pressure to bring that elbow off of me. There again, limiting his sector. Now I've got to start activating. Here's my knee spike coming through. Boom. And here's that circular drop motion to control his arm, pulling him in. I still got his foot trapped. As I turn, I can take him to the wall. Sweet thing, the foot traps. Off the right foot, boom. Off the left foot, boom. See there again, where you control him and so on and so forth. Let's bring that left foot forward and work it. Boom. See, here's the pressure line. This is still allowing me to be able to hit, but he's kind of contained. A real funny thing that I see happening is, say, just stand naturally. But stagger your stance. There you go. When someone steps on your foot, usually he tries to back up. Okay? And what happens? As soon as you back up, your leg straightens. Boom! You're setting yourself up. So, when the leg straightens, you activate the other kick. So even if the engagement hasn't started, but maybe the guy's giving me some real bad grief as far as energy, I reach out or I step his way, he pulls away, boom, activating, for one, a good defense for me. For two, can you touch me with your hand? See, up here at the face. Not quite as destructively as I can with my low line kick. So as I step in and he pulls away, let's move up this way a little bit. So I step in and he pulls away. For one, this hand's going to come up similar to what we were talking about as far as, hey, I really don't want any trouble. Boom. The hand is right there. When his hand comes up, I can either attach to it with the finger locking, closing me up even tighter, or go inside for my kicking line, down to his knee. Okay? So as I distance on this guy and attach, boom, I've off-centered it. See, it's easy enough to shift back through. Notice I'm always